Last page of the review, and good news, no word problems here. Now, number 19 is one I'm going to do with you, and 20, and then you're going to do the last two on your own. So for number 19, first thing we're going to do is we're going to factor out those denominators because we want to figure out what we're going to multiply each fraction by. So I get b times b minus 2. We have a b minus 2, which is great. And then again, this is b times b minus 2. So in order to clear the fractions, what do I have to multiply each term of this equation by? I'm going to multiply each term by that b minus 2. All right, so now we're going to be able to simplify. When I multiply the first term by b minus 2, that is the same as what the denominator was, so I'm just left with 2. Put in the plus sign. When I multiply the second term by b minus 2, the b minus 2 cancels, but I have 1 times b. So 1 times b is b, or 1b. Then we have equals. The last term, we're multiplying by b minus 2. That's the same as what the denominator was, so it's just equal to 1. All right, so what we're going to do is subtract 2 from both sides, and we get b is negative 1. Let's check. Is that one of the excluded values? A value the denominator cannot be because we would have a 0 there. So we get 1 plus 2. That works there. Negative 1 minus 2, negative 3. So the solution for number 19 is negative 1. All right, that worked out to be really quick and easy once we cleared our fractions. All right, the last one I'm going to do with you, number 20. Again, first thing, we're going to factor those denominators. So you'll notice that the first and last term, or what it's equal to, have the same trinomial. So that's nice. We have x minus 5 times x minus 4. All right, same thing here. X minus 5 times x minus 4. So we're going to multiply each term in this equation by x minus 5, x minus 4. Again, I always like writing it all out. It makes it a lot easier, especially if the problems are a little bit more complicated. It does take up a lot of paper, but I'd rather use paper than get something incorrect. All right, oops, that's up 4. One other thing I do suggest you doing, I talked about this earlier, is change this from subtraction to a plus and move that negative to the numerator. Just helps the negatives not get lost. So let's see what we have. We multiplied by the same thing the denominator was. So we're left with just 3x plus 18 for our first term. Second one, x minus 5's cancel. So we're left with a negative 1 times x minus 4. And I'm going to just write that in, and we'll multiply that out in our next step, distributing that negative. Then equals, same thing. So those simplify, and we're left with that 6x plus 18. So let's distribute that negative 1 there. Combine our like terms. So 2x plus 22 equals 6x plus 18. A lot of times you'll end up with a quadratic here. That's not the case. So we're just going to subtract 2x from both sides and subtract 18 from both sides. So I get 4x equals 4, so x is 1. Let's double check. Does 1 work? If I plug 1 in here, it doesn't give me a 0. No 0, so the solution here is 1. I'm going to just get you started on 21, just a little change of heart here. Make sure everyone understands what we would do. So we want to get rid of our denominator. So what would we multiply every term by? 6x squared. So we multiply everything by 6x squared. And when we do that, again, I'm going to change that minus to a plus and move that negative. So when we do that, we're going to see what we are left with. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I have 2x squared. And then 6x, let me just change the color so we can see. 6x and 6x squared leaves me just with an x. and then the 6x squared and 6x squared cancel, and we, again, are left with 1. So what will we do now? Bring everything to one side. So subtract that 1. And again, from here, I'm going to have you finish this off. Factor, solve for x using the zero product property. You probably should get 2 different values, and then check. Remember, denominators can't equal 0, so hopefully x won't equal 0. And you might have 2 answers, you might have 1. So finish 21, do 22 on your own, check your answers with a key, let us know if you have questions so we can help you out. Then you can go ahead and take that Elastic, and hopefully you do awesome. All right, take care.